Okay, so instead of me talking for an hour, right? Like I want to know what you guys' thoughts is. So I want to know: are you guys in longs right now, or are you in shorts? Let me know. Are you more short biased or long biased? I reckon some of you are in longs. I think Soul called a long, right? Koala's in longs. Phil's so short. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, he shorted like here, right? Yeah, 95, 93, 500. I hedged Bitcoin short on most. Yeah, like like hedge shorts here makes sense, I guess. Okay. I just don't like how we didn't have a reaction here. I'm not gonna lie. For now, though, right? Like we could easily come back down and reject. Um, mm, yeah, because that was gonna be my idea here, which lines up with 786. Like I'd be very surprised if we just keep going up from here without like at least a lower time frame pullback. I looked at this close here and I was like, yeah, like this is given, right? And so it makes sense to look for like head shorts here, but if I'm as someone who's not exposed to heavy and longs right now, I'm not looking to like go full 1 hour risk on shorts. Not when the market's like this bullish, right? Like every time we came to the lows, it was just SFP, and I guess I didn't. We got the clean shorts, right? Clean short triggers, but yeah, market was just too bullish. Next time I'll probably long a sweep of the lows. Another sweep was there. We got okay on CPI. The annoying thing about CPI is we did get a sweep of London, which was clean, but like that was like you guys had to be there, right? Like to see that shit because that was um, a millisecond down. Like this wick here that happened so quickly, and I didn't have limits. But yeah, that was a nice catch if you guys caught any of that. Closed dot because they gave me a quick 3 hour and it pumped quite a bit, so didn't want to retrace any. So let's look at dot. What is this? Is it Dino coin season now? Yeah, look. Yep. So like I don't know, like XRP, Doge, uh, like a lot of coins look good. I'm not gonna lie. Like market structure wise. Hold on, let me mute them alerts. All right. So where were you in from? Let me know. I mean, to be fair, if you're up 3R, it made sense to take profit. You see, I should have these alts on my list. I will. The thing is, like, if those gonna keep pumping up, I'll need to keep readjusting my fib. But like for example, say it just say it like keeps pumping, right? And like if if by some miracle dot doesn't give a pullback and it lines up with like this golden pocket, I'm like almost certain that this would give a pullback. Sorry, a reaction here from Monday high plus what's it called? The golden pocket. I'm almost certain we could like easily at least go break even like once it's up like 1 hour. But right now it's Jesus. It has to in my opinion it's going for these equal highs. Like can you guys see like one high, two highs, three high? There's a bunch of highs that haven't been swept. Um, of course, like it was in a downtrend, right? So if we're flipping bullish here, guys, like we like I expect a lot of outperformance on a lot, like a short-term outperformance on these alts compared to Bitcoin. But even Bitcoin, right? Like if we look at it, I'll show you my higher time frame chart for now. So like this little compression from what last Thursday, uh, this was clean. I'm not gonna lie. Now we're breaking above it. 4 hour close there, which is really nice. Um, you could. I'm not sure where Sol has his stops placed. Uh, I'm gonna assume like maybe above these highs or like here. I need to. Yeah, maybe. I honestly I don't know. But if I was shorting here, like I probably would have done above those highs because I'm pretty sure if we go for those highs, we're going to 94.7. And don't get me wrong, it is good RR, but we'll see. It's not given like the best reaction so far. Um, but yeah, right now, right, any sort of move, in my opinion, either I don't know if we will get Monday low, but that would be such a clean trigger for me if we do get it again, a sweep or that wick, or if you were to pull a fib from those lows. So that's what I was doing earlier, but of course my entries now, my limit will now. That's why I didn't want to set a limit because in case we made put in a new high, I would have had to change the limit. I don't know how many times. Every time it's made a new high, right? So currently it's at 91.4, the 618. I reckon there is a good chance we reject it, and then Sol gets a TP, and that move down would potentially fill us. And there's a good chance, in my opinion, that like I'd either yeah. Technically, this is the inval, but this is kind of a wide stop. But like, I don't want to put like a tight stop like this, and then get wicked out, and then just for the move to maybe something like this. Monday low sweep setup, or like continuation. Hold up. Let me put the point. Continuation like around here. In my opinion. Voice is low. How about now? Adura. Is this better? I upped it a little bit on the microphone thing. Let me know if it's still low. Um, yeah. Okay. So, like around this area, guys, is where I'm looking to too long. Would be like I guess it's already 50% filled that, but if we do end up like rejecting from there, I would expect this zone to have a reaction, right? Again, like the true invalidation would be under, like more likely under this wick, because like we don't want to lose this now. In my opinion, we don't want to lose this, right? Like in terms of market structure, look, high, 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 low, high, high, like sideways here, high there, high, high, and then we swept that wick. So, we made a new low here, but it wasn't a break of structure or anything because it was just a sweep, an SFP. So that wick we can ignore. A new high here that was caused by this lower high here. And so yeah, in my opinion, we really don't want to lose this wick. That's where the current, in my opinion, like we start closing a 4 hour below that level, or I'd say a 1 hour, even a 1 hour. I'd start getting mm, not worried, but like if we lose that, I'm pretty sure we get that again. So yeah, maybe we put stops like under 886, And that's if we do reject from here, which would make sense. We are seeing a little small reaction. Um, one trade I was planning to take was I remember what was this? This was in the morning. So when this H4 candle closed, I saw that it swept Monday high, right? So the reason I didn't alert this, I didn't take this setup or anything like that. The reason I did it is because we had CPI, and usually on CPIs we do get like a scam candle to the upside. So it's I wouldn't say I would say if you're gonna short on CPI, you gotta have like limits, like above the event, like or like have a good entry. So because usually CPI moves Bitcoin like 500, 600, $700 to the upside. I've seen it happen like tens of like it, well every month I see it pretty much. CPI move Bitcoin, apart from the government shutdown months. CPI was moving Bitcoin. 700 to like $800 moves up. So we were seeing that on Bitcoin. So I didn't want to short here in the morning. Otherwise, if it was any other day of the week and we had no news events, I would have shorted this. And but good thing we didn't. So yeah, market structure wise, Bitcoin's still bullish. Uh, I remember when we were back here, I when we lost this, I did get bearish, right? And that was the reason for this short. Yeah, it was this wick here that we lost. Hold on, let me just delete this for now. So that's why we shorted this, and I took profit on that. This one we didn't because well, I had targets for the equal lows down here. Oh no, equal lows here. Sorry. So, but at least we trailed stops on this one because we would have been stopped out. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. It looks bullish. In my opinion, it would make sense we get a move up to 97, 98. This area here is a weekly FEG, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure like the 200 daily moving average is like around here. That at least when I checked in the morning it was. We can check right now. Hold up. Yeah, it's at 99.5 currently, which is where I've got a level marked like an SR. So yeah, if that comes down, guys, and like uh, lines up with this fib inside this massive weekly imbalance, um, I think that could be a nice short. Like at least I think it definitely give a nice reaction. Um, would it stop like a move to like a macro move to potentially 107? I mean, maybe, maybe not. We'll see once we get there. It depends, like what like events are surrounding that time as well. Um, but I definitely think it's gonna be an interesting year. I'll also cover USD.D because I think the last time we covered this was when was this? I reckon it was early January to late December was the last time I talked about USD dominance. So it's been a while, right? So my plan hasn't changed. If we move this alert, continue. Right, like can you guys see like this range low every time we've swept it? Like there's been a massive nuke in the market. Well, no, sorry, not massive nuke, but this is pumped up. Hence, Bitcoin has gone down tremendously. So that's why we need to close a daily below this. We need to lose this level. Well, like once I see that, that's my confirmation, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna stop shorting. Like, there's a good chance we go up. We keep going up. Sorry. It would make zero sense to keep shorting if that's happening, right? And yeah, man. Like, look at this chart. Like, it's so clean. Like, look at this. This wasn't a perfect retest, but it was close enough, right? Like, this wasn't perfect, but it was close enough. Like, you guys should be looking at USDT dominance if you're not already. Also, may I remind you where we rejected from, right? Like golden pocket from that level. Um, could we see one more swipe of this high? Like, yes, it's possible, and that would be like SFPing the 80K Bitcoin low. But it like it wouldn't like totally surprise me, but at this point, it looks unlikely. Bitcoin's been compressing for too long, for too many weeks, and in my opinion, it's closer to having an expensive move. Um, Obviously, we don't know which side that will leave, but in my opinion, it's like we're closer to the upside, so there's higher probability that we're gearing up for a move to the upside. If we were gearing for a move to the downside, in my opinion, like it would have already happened, and yeah, so that's sort of my thoughts. And the TA sort of supports that, like in a way, like if I pull a fib from like, or I guess you could either use this swing high or like this one. Like, fibs have been tapped. They've been respected on this chart too. So, in terms of like a continuation long, maybe something like here, and then we go that would get us filled on Bitcoin. Oh, well, it would need to be a little bit deeper, but that would line up like almost perfectly with uh with Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. That would almost line up perfectly. Our bias with Bitcoin. For a move down to here, um, this would be like I guess like a TP1 for longs at range highs, or well, on this chart range lows, and then you know, or TP2 whatever, and then you leave like a tiny runner for if this breaks, and you've caught a bottom. I'm still holding like a little bit of a so long that I caught in December, but it's not much. But like if Sol's about to make a move to $180, I'm not gonna be complaining that I left a runner. So yeah, always you don't always have to leave a runner, but in trending conditions, it's definitely worth it. Siberia said, "Lol, I left my answer in the main chat. Dot entry was 2.057. I'll check. Oh wait, I'll check dot after I look at Sol. But yeah, I hope this chart like makes sense to you guys. Like, we need to see a daily closer below what is this 5.828, and then I think we move down at least to 5.1. This is this whole free fall on UST dominance would be free longs. Like, there really isn't the amount of short liquidations between like, in my opinion, like 95 and 107 is kind of insane. So no worries, brother. Leave from main chat to not confuse people. Okay, okay. I'll check dot right after check so. Actually, wait, no. Let's put on the Bible chart. This is like my higher time. Like it's a little bit less messy as my lower time frame. So I drew this volume profile from here, but like it's more so. I think it's clean because you can't see like it's being respected. Uh, every time we've retested value very low and held it, like we've had a move to value area high, or like a deviation sort of thing. This was very bad because Well, it looked very bad at the time during tariffs, but once we reclaimed it, right? So like we closed the weekly there, minus 50%. That like sold like shit, right? And then this like range reclaim that was pretty bullish. Um, and this is a kind of a similar setup on most alts. So in my opinion here, right, can you guys see how we swept Valerio low, closed back above there in November, and then in December we swept that low that had retested Valerio high, and we weekly SFP. That was in hindsight it's a great bombing signal, but like obviously you could have seen this in real time too. I think um where was it that I think I longed so here, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I was basically hoping that this was well, I saw this weekly S&P and I was like, hmm, I really hope it doesn't run the lows again. It looks very like primed, and I'm just wishing I held more, but that's okay because my next setup, right? Here's what my next setup's gonna be. It's very simple, guys. Um, I want displacement or like if you don't know what displacement is, by the way, it's like a candle body closure above a level, right? So not a wick. I want a I want a candle body, above. I mean, a bit stronger than that, right? But a candle body above a level. This, in my opinion, is a swing high that we need to close above. Like, get above that, and in my opinion, we're flying because, uh, we every time we've deviated from value area low, we've gone instant. Like value area high was a magnet, basically. We've done it. I don't know, one, two, three, three times before. Actually, you could count like four back then as well. Do I think this time's gonna be any different? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So obviously this is not, you know, uh, this like obviously the entries would change whatever. But I'll have a simple setup like this, like a swing long below a certain like a lower time frame, like a 4 hour low, whatever, down here, bel below this level. Once I see the weekly closure above here, I'll hop on this swing and probably um, open like I'll try scalp long. So like just play like continuations, right? Like wait, that's like because in my opinion, Soul won't have that like you know that that many pullbacks. Like once it goes, it goes. If I show you guys if I compare like look, it had its pullbacks, right? But not like they weren't that deep, right? They weren't that deep last year in like July summer months. Like once it reclaimed this EMA, it pretty much reclaimed, retested, and just ran. So in my opinion, you close candles above here, you're flying. I mean, we're talking a minimum 188 to like $200. This area we're going to, right? And that'd be three longs all the way up. I think it'd be like like the most free. It'd be It felt like old season because back here it felt like old season for me at least. Like most stuff on the weekly time frame was just putting in high lows every single time. Barely any weekly SFPs or like there were like people getting wrecked on longs, but to be honest, that was buying opportunities like which one was it? This one in June was Israel Iran. Uh, that war fought that caused that drop in the market. That was if I remember correctly, this is like yeah like the peak or bottom was a golden pocket between 618. So like whatever fud they throw at us this year, guys, like I want to be buying that. We should buy that pullbacks, right? Um, so yeah, at least till like 180, right? Like if we start if you start top lasting here, like swing long, saying giving saying like $500. I don't know. I'm not thought that far into Seoul yet, but for now, like this will be my target if we do get confirmation, right? So yeah, this is looking really good. Um, ETH is ETH is interesting. I guess ETH is a similar case. Um, yeah. So wow, I need to. I think this was from a stream. I drew all of these. Yeah. So I remember. Okay, I remember. Yeah. So like last time, right? We were discussing how ETH was basically in this like very high time frame range, and it still is, right? And where it like ETH stopped dead in its tracks here at the 618 in November. So I wasn't even in early back then. But listen, guys, like you have to next time if for whatever reason you see Sol between like 29 to 31, even like 3066, I'd say like that's a buy or a long or a long in this area. It like okay, so ETH doesn't look as bullish in my opinion as Sol or Bitcoin does right now. But in my opinion, that like at some point that has to this is gonna pick up, right? It always does. Right now, I think Tom Lee like he doesn't. I don't think he's been buying anything new, but at some point he will increase his reserves. In my opinion, like he has to in order to create interest. Because how are you gonna tell other people to buy something, but you won't buy any yourself? So at some point he kind of has to buy, and I mean this is shaping up nicely, right? So we got like what is it? Closure above here. I'd marked this level before. I didn't long the pullback because I remember I did not like uh I did not like the structure when we were down here, but I was looking for Solongs instead of ETH. That's why I didn't long this, but yeah, you could argue you'd want to look like if it starts I don't know, say it consolidates here, pulls back to somewhere between like 3100 to like even I guess a sweep to these lows that would be a good long, but no limits for now. We have to take these targets out at some point. Um, like every cycle, yeah, like we almost pretty much we went a bit deeper here. So for example, like we could mark I'm pretty sure around here is like the 50% of it's a little bit higher, right? It's like around here. We've seen but we can mark this level anyway because this is still relevant. It's like it's a place of that usually sees a reaction after you've reclaimed it, right? So I'll show you an example. Here we reclaimed it on the weekly, right? Went all the way to 4K, came back and retested, and we had a bounce. Similar thing could be happening here where we're retesting it, right? Like the mid range or close to the mid range. And now we're heading up to for a move at least, in my opinion, to 3.6 to 4K. But I just think Sol right now has more mindshare because of the ETF news. I think it was J.P. Morgan that announced Solana ETF, so it makes more sense to at least for now look for a pullback to long Sol. So that's what I'm looking at. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any alts you want me to look at, let me know. Paul is that's Polygon, right? Okay. You fucking shit me. Like, yeah, like someone shorted the top of that. Okay. It's kind of hard to argue where like the structural low is. I reckon on the 1 hour, like, look, okay. Looking for longs. Yeah, okay. I mean, this was clean here. I like this. Like, little tiny range, and then we broke out. Hmm. Wait, I need to go on the high time frame because is this the chart with the most data? Oh wait, they had a migration in there. I think that's why there's not too much there. Okay. Huh. I do like I do like this level. Can you see? Like well, I mean, 1 second. I'll remove that for now. Yeah, like you could argue this is an SR or like a higher time frame zone here. Like had a reaction there. Well, we won't count this week because that was 10th of October. Reaction there, kind of stalled down then nuked, right? But now we've reclaimed it. So I mean, well, this is also kind of a dino coin, right? Well, not super dino, but I like listen. This is not something I would have a long CMP, but I could see Wave like taking a setup like this and like well actually no, because Wave would need like let me draw. Actually no, that this is a setup that Wave would take in my opinion. Like can you see kind of broken out here above the demand zone high time frame. Just retested it there. Like you could argue this is flying, right? It's about to fly, but this is not. It's not super high conviction for me. I don't remember much about the project if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, that's right. It was called Matic. Yeah, it does look good though. Like very impulsive move. It almost looks like like this was a like a manipulated move. But I mean, there's no disgusting wicks. None of them like there's charts that have like a wick that's like 40% or like 30%. I just don't like touching that shit because like yeah, there's no chance I'm getting fucked over by one of those. Um, yeah, maybe this. Honestly, Paul is something I would ask Wave whenever he's next streams because they're like his style of alts. These are his style of he likes trading alts like these, right? I trade them less. If the setup's good, I'll trade it. Like I'll give you a recent example. So yeah, so look at this, right? This fucking shitcoin, man. So I got in here, longed here. I held it, so it was 0.25 R risk. Held it throughout here. I was aiming for this wick high. Um, I wasn't. I saw on Twitter when price was up here, like, oh yeah, let us go into $5, $10 guaranteed. No, I just wanted something small, like 3 point, 3.7. It was like another. 20-30% from here, I think. And I wanted to catch a continuation long with like full size. And that never happened. So I ended up, this got front run a bit here. Um, and then I ended up getting trailed out there. And this what ended up getting stopped out break even. So, you know, this kind of just put me off trading new listings for a while, I think. Yeah. If I had I gone like full size on this, I think we would have been up. I don't know, 3R at the top, but like so maybe I would have closed at like 3R. I don't know, but it was hard for us. Like it was a quarter rest anyway. So in my opinion, I'm not touching this coin until the weekly closes because look, right, we had that low there, swing low. Daily close under, like this looks horrible right now. I would not be I would not be holding this. Yeah, I would not be touching this for the time being. Shorts, shorts look safer to me than longs. I was hoping for a little move into here, and I would have shorted that, like either there or like here, depending on where like the strong reaction was. But of course, it's just too weak. Too much sell pressure. Um, you said XVG. Okay, okay, okay. I like this chart. I like this chart. You said you're looking for longs. Okay, let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Above the daily VWAP. Okay, so like if the Monday high aligns with the quarterly VWAP, that I'm pretty sure that would give a I'm confident that I'd give a like a strong reaction. Something like this, target like that high. Um, but I did like looking at this now. If this takes out that high, I think this trade is invalid, because then I would like what I'm basically what I'll be looking for is maybe this is just a lower high. So actually, I'd rather draw it with this. So and then like something like this, right? Because if this is not a lower high and we make a new high, like the chances are we won't pull back this deep. And then at that point, if we make a new high, I'll pull a fib. I'd put a fib and try getting on the pullback based on the fib levels wherever the high is. So like, you know, but like I need some more. I need price to develop a bit up here. Um, yeah, that's just on the low time frame. Daily, kind of a big daily gap here, not gonna lie. But let's see, hasn't inverted yet, so we've not gotten a close above here just yet. We'll see though. If you remind me of chat, I'll have a look at it later as well. Right. Someone said check Farcoin. Is Farcoin going up a lot? What's Farcoin doing? Oh, I remember this. Hold up a minute. Oh wow, like wait. Oh, so when I was charting Farcoin, that was at the top? Okay, that's insane. I didn't take this by the way. We never got that right. I think it was here, and it was making high lows. So I said, you know, if I see a strong closure above that high there, I'd enter in the pullback or and then play stops below whatever. Um, I think so. I can't remember when I drew that to be honest. But anyways, I'm just gonna remove it for now. Um, so Filecoin isn't as looking as strong as Sol. even though it's a Solana meme coin. But I guess it doesn't matter because yeah. So at some point we will see a move there, but I think this is the daily. So that could be our target, in my opinion. Uh, this would be like the first resistance, you know, first area, and like of course that'd be within this massive. But if you're looking for an entry low time frame, hold on, let me change this a little bit. Unlike the H1, yeah, okay, I got you. One sec. Hmm, I want to change this to H1. Might help us a bit. Okay. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That was so clean. Imagine. Okay. I mean, you could argue the same thing's happening here, right? Nah, I wouldn't show. I wouldn't show Farcoin hot air rises. Um, let me see. Huh. Thing is, you could argue like any of these sweeps would be clean, and that would be like the high low. So like, but the question is, which sweep are you using? I would argue it depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin nukes and this whatever wick this Farcoin would sweep, I'd long that with stops below whatever the wick of the sweep was. So, but like, there's a couple levels here, right? So this one would align with H1 EMA 200, but then you've also got golden pocket there, but you've also got another like low, like a H1 low here. But like structure wise, right? So let me see. Does this look bullish? Yeah, it does because in my opinion, we lost that low here, right? H1 closed below. This move up didn't provide a new high, right? It was just a lot high low, and they rejected up 886, so that was bearish. And then that local swing high here created a new low. So like here, right, you would have been like, okay, any uh, H1 close above here, and it's back to bullish, and we got that what today? Yeah, we got that today in the morning. But there was really no H1 pullback. So in my opinion, you're now like yeah, I'd say I'd say your best bet is like something like this, man. Like instead of hold on, actually I'll just delete that and then I'd do something like that. Wait for a in a second, but I would not want Bitcoin to be like go below a certain level, and I would not want to be in an all long during that. Um, but if this lines up nicely with whatever Bitcoin long I'm looking at, then that could be really good. Um, if you're talking about like super low time frame, and if it closes above M high, so what's the close? 9 minutes. If it closes above Monday high, then that just support our bullish case. You know, like I want it. Ideally, like if you're looking to long, you want it to show strength above Monday high, because even if it does pull back a little bit, you'd want it to be a high low, and then you'd want another high, right? If this is just like a bearish SFP, then there's there's more bearish argument to say, Soldier's trading in a range is going to range lows next. So, but don't get me wrong, right? So, what low was this? This was Saturday. That was so clean though, wasn't it? Like setups like these are sometimes just so clean to take. Like this would have been just a 5R. Um, to be honest, let me show you guys something. And by the way, this is what I plan to do. Um, so you know in Seoul, if we get a weekly close above here, uh, this is the price action. In my opinion, I would expect on Seoul. So it's basically the exact same as like recently, right? But like I'll show you. So okay, so can you see like this hasn't really been the like for me at least it hasn't been ideal um to like because say like that wick was swept where an instant move up, and if I'd set limits there, like I would have never got filled, and that's what happened, right? That's happened I think twice with our soul limits. So if what happens, if what I say happens and we do get a weekly close above that high, like instead of just like setting limits, I'm just gonna like CMP after we've gone like a 30-minute sweep or like a H1 sweep, right? And sure, like maybe it might not always be sniper, but at least we'll be in the move. And if Soul stays bullish, you know, you can catch some pretty clean trades. At least, you know, like you would target like a liquidity on the right, right? So this high, that would have been 2.5 hour trade. Same thing here, right? Like you're looking for a local low to get swept, right? Swept there. So you enter on the close, right? Stops below the wick and target whatever liquidity you want. I would never, I would most likely never hold till 9R. At least not without taking profits. If I'm being real with you, I would probably close around 3 to 4R. A trade like that. Like maybe Oasis or Wave will hold to like 10R, but not me, man, not me. um, like yeah, like look at this. Like same thing here. Like this is what I'm gonna do. This is the type of practice session I'm expecting for 2025. Just like just kind of just higher lows. Not really any. Just look equal low, equal low, equal low. Just a bunch of lows getting left behind, right? So if on the lower time frame we see like, for example, the 30-minute, right? Sweeps like that. I think it's just nice, easy like continuation setups to play out. That was another 3R, or like I don't know. If you held till Monday high, then you're up 7R. But yeah, those are the plays I want to be looking out for. Oh, look at that, guys! Another. I mean, yeah, you could argue that's a local sweep. Oh, sorry, a local low, but I mean, depends on what structural low you usually look at for your setups. I'd argue that is for me at least. But yeah, I will if we if we sweep this wick, I will probably alert a CMP long. Can is that just Adura that can't hear me, or is that everyone? Okay, brother, got it.